Yeah, we'll see if we get knocked off this segment. We'll just plain see, won't we? It could happen. And usually does. Just going to be forewarned that if you suddenly hear music and then suddenly you don't, more than likely we got kicked off. But we got through that 45 minutes without it getting knocked off. So let's see what happens in this 45 minutes as we close out this segment and this show. Maybe perhaps we'll make it through. Who knows? And it's your guess. What happens here? We might or might not get thrown off. We're just going to see what transpires here. It's going to be interesting. Let's see what happens. This is Christ Acts in the Road on the Positive Rock Show. End times are upon us, and we need to know what's happening. Knowing the truth is key to survival. There are lots of news events going on in the world that have certain significance to end time happenings. Listen, as men and women gather to discuss the news and how it lines up with Bible prophecy on the last 7 days. Uploaded as a podcast Wednesdays and run live every third Friday at 12 o'clock noon Central on GJRB. be your indie station.
This is the air I breathe. This is the air I breathe. Your holy presence living in me. This is my daily bread. This is my daily bread. Your very word spoken to me, and I'm desperate for you, and I'm lost without you. This is the air I breathe. This is the air I breathe. Your holy presence living in me, and I'm desperate for you, and I'm lost without you. Desperate for you, lost without you. I'm lost without you. I'm desperate for you, and I'm desperate for you, and I'm so lost without you, and I'm desperate for you, and I'm lost without you. I'm lost without you. I'm lost without you, Jesus. I'm desperate for you.
You give life, you are love, you bring light to the darkness, you give hope, you restore every heart that is broken. And great It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise. We pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise to you only.
You give life.
You give life, you are love, you bring light to the darkness, you give hope, you restore every heart that is broken. Great are you, Lord. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise. We pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise to you only. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise. We pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise to you only. And all the earth will shout your praise. Our hearts will cry, these bones will sing. Great are you, Lord. And all the earth will shout your praise. Our hearts will cry, these bones will sing. Great are you,
GJRB online on Spreaker with All Sons and Daughters and Great Are You, Lord. Ending up that worship set with Lisa May before that with Breathe. And you heard new emerging artist group called Beloved JC with Clean. And we started that set off with Christ Acts in the Road on GJRB online. Gary J. Russell with you. We're closing up our show here pretty quick. I want to remind you before we go off the air today that we are going to be broadcasting from this location on Thursdays, usually, Thursday mornings. And we've been having some issues with the internet over here. We've got knocked off the air about 3 times, but we're doing pretty good so far, I think. I don't know if we're getting anywhere, but, let's just see what we can do with that. I got, let's see, our program suggestions, some of our Spreaker listeners. So it's time now for our Spreaker shout-outs, brought to you by Spreaker, Spreaker. Yeah, and share your voice with the world. Spreaker, and great podcast platform, and great podcasters that are on the air here on GJRB Online, like Bob Huber, and Huber Experience from Illinois. OBFSU, our Big Fat Soft Underbelly from Houston, Texas, always has great commentary. And fabulous. You can hear him doing various live broadcasts on Shine the Light. Does some good stuff. Well, we can't forget OBFSU. He's fabulous. And then, of course, Caramel Conservative, Ed Delgado, from Wisconsin. Every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock Central Time, 6 o'clock Pacific, right here on Spreaker. Gives you the news, analysis, and commentary. You can hear him right here on GJRB's by hitting our following. Just follow our station, and you'll see the list of all the podcasters that follow me, and I follow them, like Mike Myers and the Radio Hope Network every morning, 8 o'clock a.m., 7 mornings a week, 8 o'clock a.m. Central Time, 6 o'clock Pacific Time. He puts on a good program so tune in to Mike Myers and the Radio Hope Network from Boone, Iowa, and it's heard live from 7 mornings a week at 8 o'clock in the morning. Those are some of the great Spreaker people you can listen to, and all you do is just follow Spreaker on GJRB Online by hitting that icon and hitting the I am the Radio Maniac on Twitter, and you can find our show right there. This is GJRB Online. I'm Gary J. Rustin. Hope you're enjoying the program. We're going to take a break here in just a minute. This is GJR Broadcasting. Recently, the owner of Facebook had to face Congress over personal information on Facebook users. In addition, users were saying that their postings were being deleted. Getting sick and tired of your censorship and your data being used without your permission? Do something about it now. Come to MeWe, the internet social site that values your freedom. No more deleted postings. Make a step to freedom. Sign up today. It's easy. Go to www.MeWe.com. That's MEWE. MeWe, the internet's free speech social site. The blues, the primary start to rock and roll music. The music in which artists express their feelings through music. This is a new blues show featuring the best of the blues, with new emerging artists getting their thrill of hearing their selections played along with the greats like Muddy Waters, B.B. King, and Etta James, along with a whole lot more. The doors open soon to the Blues House on GJRB. There's a problem on our roads today, and that is the safety of our children boarding and getting off the bus on busy roads. That problem is drivers who don't stop for a school bus when the arm is out, the lights are flashing, and the stop sign is out, leaving kids in danger of getting hit. Violators of this law could get a suspension of their driver's license and a $250 fine. When you see a school bus stop at a corner, letting off kids, stop 25 feet away from the bus. Don't take that chance. A public service announcement from the National Highway Safety Administration and GJRB Online. GJRB Online, your independent label internet station. And we're going to be wrapping it up here real soon with the closeout to our show today. We're going to be going back. I'll be back up here again for another show here next Thursday morning. And we're going to try to start at 10. I'll see what happens there. But let's see what happens. We're trying to get things rolling here with the programs and making sure that my shows kind of start on time. Had a little bit of internet issues earlier today, which kind of knocked me off the air for a little bit on a couple of occasions. With quite interesting way it did it. And I'll fix that issue later. You just kind of have to, play around with this a little bit and try to get this working right. But it takes some practice and some tweaking and figuring out what's going on here. We're going to close out our show. I want to thank you too, but we'll be back on the air again tomorrow afternoon, 3 o'clock Central Time, for the Gary Rustin program, Freestyle Friday edition. It's our regular talk show, open lines, open show. Never know what happens. It just conversation starts happening and things start rolling, and then we find some interesting things to talk about on this program. So tomorrow we'll be talking news again with that show. And then the Gary Rustin program Saturday Extra wraps up the week with the weekly news wrap-up and some of the news stories that were highlighted this week. And I'm trying to get a hold of my friend Ben Ostman from Pittsburgh. Hopefully he can get on the line with me on that show. That'll be Saturday right after the Hawkeye game. The Hawkeyes play at 11 o'clock, so right after that game is over, usually done by about 3. So more than likely I'll be on the air around that time, right after the game's over, and talk sports. So tune in for that. That'll be on Saturday. Talk a little bit about the game and different things. So we want to tune in for that. That'll be on that'll be Saturday. So I hope you'll tune in for that broadcast. And we'll have some really good music, and along with that, play some of our stuff from our main playlist, and that'll be on Saturday. Now, my wife and I are celebrating our anniversary, so we're going to be off the air on Sunday and Monday. No radio Sunday and Monday. Be back on Tuesday for Gary J in the morning from our Spreaker North End studios. So we're going to close out here. I want to say thanks a lot for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the program today, and we'll be back again for another show from this very same studio next Thursday. And I'm going to find a song to wrap up with, close out our show. So I'm going to do that here. I'm looking for one right now out of my moderate list to close out with, and say goodbye. Hey, thanks a lot for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the program, and I hope you listen to it throughout the afternoon as an on-demand podcast. And you can listen to this any time of day. But this is a morning show / afternoon, but you can listen to it any time of the day on our on-demand podcast right here on the GJRB Spreaker public site by going to www.spreaker.com/user/ 5120525, or just get in on my Twitter account, and I am the Radio Maniac. You'll see this posted on Twitter. It's a nice little widget pops up when you hit that play arrow, and it opens up into a widget, and you can see our show lineup underneath there. You can listen to the podcast anytime on there, and go into the chat room. Leave me a message, because even when I'm off the air, even if I am off the air, I still get messages sometimes on my chat rooms, and usually my email will tell me, my Yahoo email will tell me I have a message in one of my shows, and I'll go check it. So leave me a message anytime. And thanks a lot for tuning in. Have your best day ever. Leave you with Jesse DeLeo, Run for My Life. Have a great day, everyone.
Stop thinking about my situation.
music is back on GJRB Bluegrass with the Grassgolds, Bill Monroe and his Bluegrass Boys, and so much more. So it's time to bring it back, and on more often. It's Bluegrass Jubilee Freestyle, with all the great songs you heard before, and some new up-and-coming stars with some emerging bluegrass. Also, some all-time gospel favorites too. On GJRB. Whether it's baseball, basketball, hockey, even bowling, it's covered on Gary J's sports page. I'll talk about what's going on in the world of sports all over the USA. We'll read you interesting articles about the players, and even keep up with the scores of the games going on live. I'll even have guests from time to time, and just talk sports. Better than any newspaper page, it comes alive. Gary J's sports page. Join me for sports page at a brand new time, alternating Saturdays at noon on GJRB. End times are upon us, and we need to know what's happening. Knowing the truth is key to survival. There are lots of news events going on in the world that have certain significance to end-time happenings. Listen, as men and women gather to discuss the news and how it lines up with Bible prophecy on the last 7 days. Uploaded as a podcast Wednesdays and run live every third Friday at 12 o'clock noon Central on GJRB.
This is GJR Broadcasting.